Hi, it's Geraldine here to do a tea leaf reading for the summer solstice, and that is starting tonight, June 20th, and goes on here for another couple of days, just so depends on where you are. I just really wanted to check in with everybody. I was feeling compelled to do that, just to talk a bit about what's happening. So definitely you might feel that your emotions maybe have now reached a climax. There have been some intense emotional energies just over this past few weeks with the two eclipses, and that's not even to mention retrogrades and sort of lesser known planetary aspects. I know a lot of people don't know too much about astrology, and I always put the links below just if you want to read a wee bit more on that. But we've definitely been in a transitional phase, and it just definitely feels like the toughest part of the journey is over. Okay, for anybody who has given birth, that transitional phase there is the hardest part. And just when you think you can't do anymore, give anymore, push anymore, all of a sudden there's this baby. So it's a very difficult part of a journey, and it feels like we've gone through the worst of it. Okay, so now there's that sort of acceptance of what has been and what's to come, and it feels like a door is opening now to more opportunity. And there's a need also, it feels, to work with your hands and create. So this can be anything, like something from crafting to growing food to playing music, making clothes, knitting, canning, doesn't matter, just something tangible. And this is also being helped by the upcoming full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn, again, hard-working, steady influence with that. And you can just feel it. You don't even need to know that it's an earth sign that we're going into. You can actually just feel that, because you're sort of just being pushed into action. Okay. Also, what I'm getting is around this next few days is just to eat food that tastes like summer, if you know what I mean. Like just maybe going with something Mediterranean or citrusy, or those kind of fruits, whatever. Just something that tastes like summer to you. Okay. Then into the tea leaves. So I was being shown people outside among the trees, just sitting in nature. And again, I'm showing that a number of times, but it really feels right now that it's needed so that you can relax and really get clear on what you want. Okay, so if you're trying to decide what's your next step and whatever, and this energy right now is powerful to do that, for leading up to this manifestation. So I was also then shown sheltering from the harshness of the world, and then beside that I saw the letters RN, and of course for me as an RN, that's anybody really in healthcare. It just encompasses anybody offering in that caring profession, really. So for those members specifically who are experiencing sort of increased incidences of, and I call it bashing, so very poor sort of emotional experiences, just just maybe verbal abuse and that kind of thing, any form of that, it's just asking you to shield yourself. And as I say, it doesn't have to be just for anybody in the healthcare system, but anybody who's feeling that this is coming at them in their position right now, just again, just shield yourself. You can use crystals. I was even actually getting maybe putting the person who was doing the bashing onto speakerphone, and obviously in a private setting, letting them know that this is being recorded. So for whoever maybe can do that, and it's nearly like a sort of a tactic to diffuse the situation, just to say, if you don't mind, I'm just going to have my manager listen in here. I'm going to put our call on the speakerphone here so that we can best help you forward. And it feels like it's actually a situation where it can be diffused by doing that, where they're kind of called to check themselves. if you know what I mean. So again, you know, you have to check with regard to your confidentiality standards and everything in your workplace and whatever for that, okay? So, you know, for anybody who's experiencing this kind of thing, just take out of this what you need, because obviously it can be in many workplaces or, you know, just, well, anywhere really right now. So just something a wee bit serious that was coming up there, okay? Now, the next thing there too was just to sort of say at the end of these kinds of days, you know, not to beat yourself up either, but also just, you know, cleanse, meditate, practice self-care, take your power back, and also working together to protect each other, okay? So that's enough of that, because it feels a bit heavy actually being in that being in that arena. So now I'm also showing IRS, so for our American neighbours there, just getting finances into order, setting up a plan maybe for taxes owing and that. So if you've been procrastinating, this will bring much needed relief if you can talk to somebody, get a plan in place for that, okay? So next I was showing then just experiencing new outdoor activities, and it's a reminder just to treat yourself as well. So especially if you've been, you know, just holding on tightly to money and whatever, you know, small treats. So anyway, just a wee reminder, and again, sort of self-care. So also being shown, drop any burdens that are weighing you down. So that can be old toxic relationships, debts, maybe paying for things that you don't use anymore. You know, if you're not using that phone plan, that television plan, whatever it is, you know, things that are just sort of there that you've been paying for years and forgotten that, you know, you even really are paying for them. Also that can be sort of dropping old habits as well, just things that really are not serving you, just not really bringing you joy anymore. Okay, now also I was showing somebody stretching, so stretches might be helpful for some people, just incorporating that into your routine, especially if you know, sort of sitting at the computer or whatever, not getting up too much. I don't know, it was just being shown that some people are going to benefit from that in their routine. Then I was showing E.T. and a little shopping cart, and it made me think of E.T. Come Home. And then my son was saying that we're going to be hearing more about the alien report. I don't really know about that. I haven't been, you know, sort of listening for that, but apparently that's coming. So it just could be reminding us, you know, listen out for this, or you know, that we're going to be talking a lot more about this, and this may encourage others also to speak up about experiences if they've had them with obviously sort of you know, sort of seeing these UFO sightings or whatever. Then I was showing a figure just sitting down and reading, and it was just like head in the book, sort of saying, you know, study something new, take up a new class, just read. So even anything that really catches your interest, you know, we're hopefully getting away from, you know, what we've been paying attention to for this past year and a half or so, and just, you know, interested to read something new about aliens, whatever. Okay, so then into the second cup, being shown there, just freshen up your look. So if you are moving now from the living room to the office again, you can't go in your PJs, so you have to be forced to, you know, shake up, maybe, you know, just your wardrobe, just change it up a bit, okay? I'm also in this second cup seeing an awful lot of joy. So as I say, it feels like we're getting through this intensity, you know, it's been harsh, and we're letting it go, we're sort of releasing it, we're moving into a lighter time, it feels, and it's sort of leading up now to this full moon coming up here as well in a few days. So we're leaving all this behind, getting ready to start fresh with a nice new full moon. Okay, they're also showing opportunities here for the youngsters finally, you know, the ones who have graduated over this past couple of years and maybe didn't know where they were going and what have you, but it seems like things are coming clear for them as well. The word void was written, so again, it's like filling your void right now. or if if you have been feeling a void going forward, just what are you going to fill your cup up with? Okay, it's about finding your joy right now, okay, wherever that is. Now, people definitely have been sort of walking on eggshells, and maybe a lot of families all stuck under one roof trying to study, work, home offices, homeschooling, all of that. People who've been obviously laid off for a long period of time. So just to let you know that this is now going to be changing. There's light at the end of the tunnel here, and you have to actually find a new way now to live, okay, to share the home and what have you, and move the temporary offices and school stations around and what have you, and just change the environment in the home. For some people, it's a case of fasten your seatbelts, because big changes and shifts are coming for some. Obviously for others it's going to be small little steps, just things that they're going to be doing to help themselves. But for others it's just like, yeah, you just watch, you're going on a big roller coaster ride here and lots of fun to be had. Now, I did decide then just to pick a deck, just a little card from the deck, Spirit of the Wheel, and it was really, just to recognise Indigenous Peoples Day on June 21st, and you can just see that a little bit there. So this card is the North card, and it's a number 9. That might mean something for somebody, and again, the 9 comes before the 10, which the 9 is like you're just coming towards the end, you're just getting through this transition. The 10, that's it, that's it, where you start to release it, drop all the burdens and everything, okay? This card sort of means spiritual connection, completion, wisdom, and it does mean that you'll have a newfound sense of purpose, and there's an inner confidence about yourself and your abilities, so you're really recognising your worth right now. Now, this has come from a lot of inner work, and a lot of people have been through some very dark nights of the soul and have had to heal many wounds that have been coming up for them since their childhood. And for many people this could be 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever, okay? So it's actually now as well that there's an acceptance of your gifts and your willingness to share them. So for many that will be spiritual gifts, okay? For others it'll be something different, working with their hands, something that they just pockled around with at home. So the North card represents the winter, and that suggests basically that you've reached some form of completion, which brings you to a place of peace, okay? So all that hard work and that transition was not just for nothing, all right? And your connection with the divine continues to grow, and spiritual aspects of your life will continue to grow now once you've released and cleared blockages. And just listen and watch for guidance, watch for those synchronicities, okay? They're out there for all of us to see, and I've been showing birds a lot in the cup today, outside, big flocks of birds all around. So for some that will bring a lot of messages in for them, and maybe start and look up, when you do see birds, what is the symbolism of that bird, what's that bird telling me? So you can Google that, like look that up, okay? If there's a bird that keeps coming to you, for me a lot of the time it's robins, and definitely that's my grandma who loved birds. So I get messages very, very strongly from robins. So anyway, just that to leave you with. Hopefully everybody's doing okay, you're nearly there, that the hardship is sort of releasing, and again there's this acceptance kind of coming in now, to let go of what has been and welcome in, what's to come. And there's a newfound strength. It really feels like there's a strength that maybe wasn't there before. It just feels like there's that strength and courage now that's coming forward to push you in a new direction. Okay, so wishing everybody all the best, and I will be back in a few days just with the full moon reading. So take it easy, be good to yourself. Thank you everybody for listening to me rabbiting on here, and for liking, subscribing and everything. Okay, take care, bye bye.